Well, tonight our On Your Side team is getting you some big results. This is what it looked like outside Twila Hudson's home in the Lincolnville neighborhood in St. Augustine. Yellow paint on the curb there, trying to keep her from parking in front of her house.
Now, we told you about this story at the beginning of the month. The city of St. Augustine had done work to a road nearby, Riberia Street, and they diverted traffic onto her street, MLK Avenue. The city told her and residents that they could not park on the street until the construction work was done.
Well, road work was finished 5 years ago, and she wanted her parking space back. Tonight, First Coast News' Jessica Clark tells us that the city responded and fixed her problem.
But the city may have created another one for neighbors.
Twila, what brings you in this?
Earlier this month, Twila Hudson told Canamero she wanted the parking space back in front of her St. Augustine home.
The city promised me, commissioners I've talked to, that we would get our parking back.
While nearby Riberia Street was under construction in 2012, traffic was detoured onto her street, ML King Avenue. So the city removed parking along her street so that cars could get down the road more easily. But construction ended in late 2013. 5 years later, she still had a yellow curb until First Coast News stepped in this month. This week, her curb was painted white.
That was great to see that I got my parking back. The only thing that was upsetting to see my neighbors lose theirs on the other side.
That's right. The city removed the parking on the other side of the street, including the spot at Catherine Heimsfeld's home.
And then I came out to see that the whole entire curb was yellow.
What happened? The city's mobility director told me when he investigated Hudson's concern, he looked at a 2015 traffic study which called for parking to return to Hudson's side of the street and for it to be removed from the other side of the road. Why? He says so traffic and emergency vehicles can travel more smoothly.
There's never been a problem with congestion in this area.
So I'm just thinking, couldn't we have staggered the spots? I understand the rescue vehicles need to get by, and of course we don't want to create any issue for that.
I asked the city mobility director if anybody from his staff had notified the folks on this side of the street that they would be losing their parking spaces because of the yellow curb. He said no notifications had been made. He also admitted that the city should have made those notifications.
Nobody was notified.
City officials say they will see if any spaces can be added along the road. Meanwhile,
I feel like they're really doing this. This is a dig back at me. Okay, we give her her parking and take her neighbor's parking away and see how that works.
in St. Augustine, Jessica Clark, First Coast News, on your side.